All the world's a stage, and all the men and women, they're the players. They have their entrances and their exits. And one man in his time plays many parts. One man in his time plays many parts. How true. Ladies and gentlemen, where better to begin our exploration of the greatest collection of all English playwrights than in Verona, Italy, with one of his most beloved plays, Romeo and Juliet. Now, it would be impossible to portray all of the characters of Romeo and Juliet with just 3 actors. That's why we're using 2. That's right. Kyle and Michael will be attempting to portray all the major character roles in Romeo and Juliet while I fill in the bits of narration. After extensive textual research and analysis, we've decided to begin our abbreviated version of Romeo and Juliet with the prologue.
Just real deep. Just get real deep in there. Yeah.
Prologue.
Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona wherein they are seen. From ancient grudge, break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these 2 foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. Whose misadventures, piteous o'erthrows, doomed with their death, bury their parents' strife.
In the street meet 2 men, tall and handsome. One, Benvolio, the other, named Samson. Their hatred fueled by an ancient feud, for one served Capulet, the other, Montague. Yeah.
Oh, I like your little doggy, and fetch upon the figs. Ooh, it's him! I hate him! I hate his family! I hate his dog! I hate them all! Do you bite your thumb at me, sir? No, sir, I do but bite my thumb. But do you bite your thumb at me, sir? No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I do bite my thumb. Do you quarrel, sir? Quarrel, sir? No, sir. But if you do, sir, I am for you. For I serve as good a man as you. No better. Yes, better. You lie. Now, you and me right now. A wise guy, huh? Yeah. Whoa! Get back, you blacker! You ring! You dummy! Rebellious subjects! Enemies to the peace!
Oh, it's the prince! The character formerly known as Prince.
Profaners of this name and stay and steal. You, Captain, shall come along with me. Benvolio, I come to you this afternoon to know our father pleasure in this case. Yep.
Where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not this fray. But see, he comes. Romeo, he cried. I'll know this grievance over much denied. Good morrow comes.
Is the day so young?
But no shut nine.
Ay me, sad hours seem long.
What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love?
Out!
Out of love?
Out of her favor where I am in love.
The last of love, so gentle in his view, should be so rough and tyrannous in proof.
The last of love, whose view is muffled still, should without eyes see pathways to his will. Oh!
Go ye to the feast of Capulet. There slept the fair Rosalind, whom thou so lovest, and all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and compare her face to some that I shall show. and I shall make thee think thy swan a crow.
I shall go along. No such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
So much for Act 1. Now off to the Feast of Capulet, where Romeo is doomed to meet his Juliet. In a scene of timeless romance, Romeo will try and get into Juliet's pants.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. Did my heart love to now, forswear its sight. For I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. Shall I profane with mine worthiest hand the holy shrine, the gentle vine is this? My lips to blushing pilgrims ready stand, to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do rub your hands too much, which manly devotion shows in this. But saints have hands that holy hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips, and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do.
The saints move not, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while prayer's effect I take.
And from our lips the sin that they've took.
Sin from my lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
I want to kiss you, man.
It's in the script, kind.
You kissed by the book. Coming, mother. Is she
Is she Capulet? Aye, so I fear. The more is my unrest. Kyle! What are you doing?
Balcony scene.
But soft what light through yonder window breaks.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. Oh, what's in a name anyway?
That which we call a nose by any name would still smell.
Oh, Romeo, doth thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself?
I'll take yet thy word. Call me but love, and I shall be new baptized. Henceforth, I shall never be Romeo.
What'd you say?
Call me but love, and I shall be new baptized. Henceforth, I shall never be Romeo. Henceforth, I shall never be Romeo.
What love?
I never shall be Romeo.
Michael's but love. But love, but love.
What man art thou? Art thou not Romeo, and a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
Dost thou love me then? I know thou wilt say aye, and I would take thee at thy word. But if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. Oh, Romeo, if thou dost love, profess it faithfully.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear.
Oh, swear not by the moon.
Then what shall I swear by?
I don't know.
Her.
To the right of it? Lady, by yonder blessed virgin, I swear.
I don't think so, man.
Really? I thought you could.
No.
All right.
No, do not swear at all. For though I join thee, I have no joy in this contract here tonight. It is too rash, too sudden, too unadvised, too like the lightning which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet, good night. Sweet, good night.
So, what love? Wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have?
Why, the exchange of thy love's faithful vows for mine.
I did give thee mine before that is requested.
Oh, with no desire.
Second date, sweetie. 3 words said to Romeo, then good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send word tomorrow.
Farewell, farewell, parting is such sweet sorrow.
Rarely it is. Bye, butt love.
Sleep dwell in thine eyes, peace in thine breath. Oh, that I were sleep and peace, so sweet to rest.
Though Romeo did swoon with love, by Cupid he been crippled. Juliet had a loathsome cuz whose loathsome name was Dibbles.
Romeo, the love I barely can afford no better turn than this. Thou art a villain. Therefore turn and draw.
Tybalt, I do protest, I never injured thee, but love thee, more than thou canst devise.
Wretched boy, I am for you.
Now I am slain.
What do we do now?
No, wait, what? We skipped all this up. Go to here.
Here? Okay. Okay.
Moving right along. Tybalt step onwards, the lovers were cursed, despite the best efforts of friar or nurse. Their fate pursues them, they can't seem to duck it. At the end of Act 5, they both kicked the bucket.
Gallop apace, ye fiery-footed steed, and bring in cloudy night immediately. Oh, come, civil knight, oh, come, Romeo, thou day and night, oh, come, gentle knight, oh, come, loving, black-browed knight, oh, night, oh. Come. I don't know, I didn't write it. And bring me my Romeo. Oh, it's my nurse, now nurse, what new? Alack the day, he's gone, he's killed, he's dead. Can heaven be so envious? Romeo, whoever would have thought it? Romeo. What devil art thou to torment me thus? This torture should be roared in dismal hell, hath Romeo slain himself? I saw with my own eyes. God save the Marquis and his manly breast. Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt slain? My dearest cousin, my dear lord? No, Juliet, no. Tybalt is gone and Romeo banished, eh? Romeo that killed Tybalt, he is banished, eh? Oh God! Did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood? It did. Alas, the day it did. Thank you. Now Romeo lives, whom Tybalt would have slain. Well, that's good, isn't it?
I said, isn't that good?
Yeah.
Damn straight.
And Tybalt is dead, who would have killed my husband. Well, that's good, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like crap? This is not a good day for Juliet. This is an icky, wicky, caca, poo-poo, pee-wee, weebles, wobbles, but they don't fall down kind of day. Oh, Friar Lawrence! Romeo is banished and Tybalt is slain, and I've got those cramps and I'm not so much feeling. Juliet, I already know thy grief. Take thou this vial and this distilled liquor, drink thou off, and presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor. Oh, I feel a cold and drowsy humor running through my veins. May the force be with you. Thank you, everyone. You're my only hope. This feels kind of nice. I feel kind of like that guy that threw up that one time. Oh no! My love! My wife! Oh, death hath sucked the honey in thy breath, and hath no power upon thy beauty. Oh, Oh, Juliet, why art thou so fair?
George, just lucky, I guess.
Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous? To keep thee in the dark? To be his paramour? Here's to thy love. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it'd be. Oh, true apothecary! Thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die. Bird! Oh! Oh! I thought they smelled bad on the outside. Thus, with a kiss, I die. Black. Where's my love? What's this? A cup close to my true love's hand? Poison hath been this timeless end. Oh, churl! Choke all the friendly drop to help me after. Then I'll be brief. Happy beggar, this is thy sheep!
It's Romeo for you.
The sun for sorrow will not show its head. Go forth and have talk of these sad things. Some will be pardoned and some punished. For never is there a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo. And Romeo and Juliet are dead! Thank you, UTC, and good night!
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparing this unprecedented complete work show, we encountered this problem: how to make these musty 400-year-old plays accessible to a modern audience. One popular trend is to take Shakespeare's plays and transpose them into modern settings. We have seen evidence of this with Shakespeare's plays set in such bizarre locations as the lunar landscape, Nazi concentration camps, and even New Jersey. In this vein, Logan has traced the roots of Shakespeare's symbolism and the context of a pre-Nietzschean society through the totality of a jejune circular relationship of form, contrasted to the complete otherness of metaphysical cosmologies and ethical mores entrenched in the collective subconscious of agrarian race. So, we now present to you Shakespeare's first tragedy, Titus Andronicus, as a cooking show.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Gormets. And welcome to Roman Meals. I'm your host, Titus Andronicus. Now, when you have a long day, your right hand chopped off, his son's murdered, your daughter raped, and her tongue cut out, and both her hands chopped off, the last thing you want to do is cook. And that is, of course, unless you cook the Roman rapist, and you serve him to his mother at a dinner party. My daughter Lavinia and I will show you how. Good evening, Lavinia. And how are we today?
Not so good. I got my tongue cut out.
It's a real pisser. But we'll get our revenge now, won't we? Now, hog villain, I will grind your bones to dust. And with your blood in it, I will make a paste. And if that paste is dolphin outwear, then make a pasty of your shameful head. Come, Lavinia, receive the blood. Now first, you need to make a clean incision from the carotid artery to the jugular vein, like so. Now you'll need a big bowl for this, because the human body has about 4 quarts of blood in it, and when that he is dead, which should be right about now. Let me go grind his bones to powder small, and with this hateful liquor temper it. And in that paste, let his vile head be baked for about 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. And afterwards, you'll have this lovely human head pie, which I prepared earlier. Severing suggestions. Lady fingers for dessert. Welcome, gracious lord. Welcome, Jane Queen. Will please you eat, will please you feed. It's finger-licking good. Well, that's about all the time we have, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. And be sure to watch next week when our guest chef, Timon of Athens, teaches us how to make ratatouille out of our special guests, the Merry Wives of Windsor. Thank you. And until then, bon appetit.
I hope no one was too offended by Titus Andronicus. Shakespeare, as a young author, seems to have gone through a brief Quentin Tarantino phase. I'm sure if he was alive today, he'd be in Hollywood working on Titus Andronicus 9, just desserts. But we now move on to explore the genius and evident in Shakespeare's more mature plays as we present to you his dark and brooding tragedy, Othello, the Moor of Venice.
Speak of me as I am, let nothing extenuate. For one who loved not wisely, but too well. Never was there a story of more woe than that of Othello and his Desdemona. No.
Who does he?
Hey Bob, can we have some lights down here? The house lights for a second? Thanks. I'm sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. We let Kyle research this play by himself, and he must have looked up moor in the dictionary and thought it was a place where you tie up boats.
Which, in this context, is totally pea-brain. The word Moor referred to a man or woman of African descent.
Oh, I feel like such a dork.
Yeah, go with that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we obviously have a bit of a problem in performing Othello for you this evening. Well, because the part is written for a black man. And you see, we're not
really
kind of like...
I mean, I'm more of an albino black man.
Transparent.
I have some freckles.
You can see,
I'm more like Wonder Bread, really.
But
We're honkies, is what we're trying to say.
we are, so...
Yeah.
Due to physical limitations, we are unable to perform Othello.
Wait, no, guys, go ahead. Oh, come on.
Just because we're white doesn't mean we can't do Othello.
I got an idea.
All right.
No, absolutely not.
Holy boneless, guys, come on. I just try and join it.
Oh, man. That's not cool.
Here's a story of a brother by the name of Othello. He liked white women and he liked green jello.
And a punk named Iago who made himself a menace because he didn't like Othello, the Moor of Venice.
Yeah, now Othello got married to Desdemona,
But he took up for the wars and he left her alone.
it was a Mona.
Oh, Grona! He left her alone.
He didn't write a letter and he didn't telephone.
Yeah, exactly. That's great.
Good, Michael, keep that.
Okay, I get it.
Get it? Come on.
What?
Yeah.
What? Nah.
sword.
Now we got him had a plan. He was clever and slick. He was crafty. He was sly.
He was sort of a penis.
You say I'm gonna shaft him more.
How you gonna do it? Tell us.
Well, I know his tragic flaw is that he's too damn jealous. Dude, I need a dope. I need a kind of a schmo. So we find a chum sucker by the name of Cassio.
And he plants on him Desdemona's handkerchief.
And the fellow gets to wonder just maybe if, while he's been out fighting,
Commanding an army.
Ardesi and Cass playing hide the salami.
Salame! So he come back home and he smothered the biatch.
Fix it, pull it off without a heel.
but Amelia's at the door.
Who we met in that bowl say, yo, big dummy, she won't know. Oh, she was pure, she was clean, she was virginal too. So I have to go and make a face turn blue.
It's true.
It's you, what you gonna do?
Now the fellow say,
Damn, you're getting pretty scared.
So he pulled out his blade and committed Harry Carey.
Iago got caught, but he's probably copped a plea.
Loaded up his bag and moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Africa. Yes. How about we take a break from all this heavy tragedy and we move on to the comedies for a while?
Oh, comedy. I love comedies. Comedies are great. I like the comedy's good.
Agreed. Now, when it came to comedies, Shakespeare was a genius at borrowing and adapting plot devices from different theatrical traditions.
That's right.
Oh, thank you.
These influences include the Roman plays, Plautus and Terence, Ovid, Metamorphoses, which are hysterically funny.
They're not really funny. Not at all. That's the joke.
Also, there is the rich Italian tradition of commedia dell'arte.
basically Shakespeare stole everything he ever wrote.
Stole! It's kind of strong, bro. Distilled, maybe.
Okay, then he distilled the 3 or 4 funniest gimmicks of his time and milked them into 16 different plays.
Okay, you see, essentially, Shakespeare was a formula writer. Once he found something that worked, he used it. Over and over and over again. So, Mr. Shakespeare, the question we have for you is this. Why did you write 16 comedies when you could have written just one?
To answer this question, we have taken the liberty of condensing all 16 of Shakespeare's comedies into a single play we like to entitle Two Well-Measured Gentlemen Lost in the Merry Wives of Windsor on a 12th Midsummer Night's Wednesday.
Or, Cymbeline Taming Pericles, The Merchant in the Tempest of Love, as much as you like it for nothing.
Or,
The Love Boat goes to Verona. Comedies. Act 1. A Spanish duke swears an oath of celibacy and turns the rule of his kingdom over to his sadistic and tyrannical twin brother. He learns some fantastical feats of magic and sets sail for the golden age of Greece, along with his daughters. 3 beautiful sets of virginal identical twins. While rounding the heel of Italy, the duke's ship is caught in a terrible tempest, which in its fury casts the duke up onto a desert island, along with the loveliest and most virginal of his twin daughters. This innocent vision of loveliness stumbles into a dark cave where she is molested by an inhuman green monster which represents the extreme left wing of the Democratic Party.
Act 2. The long-lost children of the Duke's brother, also coincidentally 3 sets of identical twins, have just arrived in Italy, though still possessed of an inner nobility. They are ragged, destitute, penniless, flame-infested shadows of the men they once were, and in the utmost extremity are forced to borrow money from an old Jew, who deceives them into putting down their brains as collateral on the loan. Meanwhile, the 6 brothers fall for 6 Italian sisters, 3 of whom are contentious, sharp-tongued little shrews, while the other 3 are submissive, airhead little bimbos.
Act 3. The shipwrecked identical daughters of the Duke wash up on the shores of Italy, disguise themselves as men, and become pages to the shrews and the matchmakers to the Duke's brother sons. They lead all the lovers into a nearby forest, where, on a midsummer's night, a bunch of mischievous fairies squeeze the aphrodisiac juice of a hermaphroditic flower into the shrews' eyes, causing them to fall in love with their own pages, who in turn to fall in love with the Duke's brother sons, while the queen of the fairies seduces a jackass, and they all have a lovely bisexual animalistic orgy.
Act 4. The elderly fathers of the Italian sisters, finding their daughters missing, dispatch messages to the pages telling them to kill any man in the vicinity.
However, unable to find men in the forest, the pages, in a final misguided act of loyalty, deliver the messages to each other and kill themselves.
Meanwhile, the fish creature and the Duke arrive in the forest disguised as Russians and for no apparent reason perform an underwater version of La Campagna.
Act 5. The Duke commands the fairies to right the wrongs.
The pages and the bimbos get into a knockdown, drag-out fight in the mud, during which the pages' clothes get ripped off for feeling BMO genitalia!
The Duke recognizes his daughters.
The Duke's brother sons recognize their uncle.
The magician turns the monster into a nuke and wants to run for president.
And they all get married and go out to dinner.
Except for a minor character in Act 2 who gets eaten by a bear, and the Duke's brother sons who, unable to pay back the old Jew, give themselves lobotomies.
Other than that.
It's kind of, you know.
And they all live happily ever after.
That was fun. We'll now move on to the rest of Shakespeare's tragedies, because we found quite honestly that the comedies aren't half as funny as the tragedies, actually. Take, for example, Shakespeare's Scottish play.
No!
Beth.
We're gonna die. Which you're really not supposed to talk about in the theater unless you're performing it, because it's cursed.
Ooga, 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 ooga.
I'm just kidding.
Lucky for us, not only do we perform an abbreviated version of Macbeth, but... Are you... But after much thorough research, we're able to do so. In perfect Scottish accents!
What is this? Is this a week?
Spider.
Looks like a spider. Oh, no, that's wrong.
Beth. There we go.
What is it?
Good?
Yeah, go away.
Double toil and trouble!
Stay, imperfect speaker. Tell me with more.
Macbeth, beware Macduff! None of woman born shall harm Macbeth till the Burnhamwood comes to Dunsinane! Don't you know?
As the dead, great. Then what? McNeed, McPhail, Macduff.
See you, Jimmy, and know that from my mother's womb I wasn't timely ripped. What do you think about that?
I do not like it. But I do support a woman's right to choose. Lay on, ye great haggis face!
Ah, Macbeth! You killed me wife! Murdered me babies!
You shot me stew! I did not.
Oh, you did! I'd throw half of it away! Behold where lies the curse of usurper's head! Macbeth, your arch down the windy! Whee! And know that never was there a story of more blood and death than this of Mr. and Mrs. Macbeth. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Julius Caesar was a much beloved tyrant. All hail Julius Caesar! Who was warned by...
Hail, citizens!
warned by a soothsayer. Beware the Ides of March! Though the great Julius decided to neglect this warning.
What the hell are the Ides of March?
The 15th of March!
Why, that's today! Et tu, Brute?
Oh,
Black.
friend, Roman, countrymen, lend me your ears. I've come to bury Caesar. So bury him and get on to my Antony and Cleopatra!
Is this an ass I see before you? Kyle, hey, whoa! Kyle! Enough! You have this terrible notion that all of Shakespeare's tragic heroines wear really ugly wigs and vomit on people before they die.
Well, don't they?
No! Get a clue, bro! This isn't some sort of Pepto-Bismol commercial. Antony and Cleopatra is a romantic story about a geopolitical power struggle between Egypt and Rome.
Oh, it's one of his geopolitical plays. Man, if I know that, I never would have messed with it. I mean, his geopolitical work is my favorite stuff. I mean, what's that one he wrote about the Soviet Union and the nuclear energy? Yeah.
Shakespeare never wrote anything
the Soviet Union.
No, he totally did. It was called Chernobyl Kinsman. It was totally intense. It was about this nuclear reactor that melted down and polluted all the air and water of the neighboring kingdoms, and the king of Chernobyl was like, that's not my stuff, but his peasants like throwing second heads and stuff. But there's this radioactive cloud that floats over the new world, creates this mutated race of TV evangelists, and it's just like,
Kyle! What are you talking about?
Chernobyl Kinsman.
No. Shakespeare wrote a play called Two Noble Kinsmen.
No. Chernobyl kinsmen.
Two Noble Kinsmen.
What's Two Noble Kinsmen about?
It's about a girl who goes insane with the fear that her boyfriend gets eaten by wolves and her father hanged.
Is there anything there about Boris Yeltsin?
No.
I've never heard of that play.
Oh, well, I'm not surprised you haven't heard of that play because...
Yeah.
Well, maybe I should explain. You see...
Sorry.
You see, Two Noble Kinsmen falls under the subtext that some scholars like to refer to as the Apocrypha, or in some scholarly circles, the obscure plays, the lesser plays, or simply the bad plays. Though not all of the Apocrypha is completely without merit. In fact, I discussed Troilus and Cressida at some length in my soon-to-be published book I like to entitle I Love My Willie, which I'd like to whip out for you right now.
Whoa, you can't do that here. Only on Tuesdays, Logan. This is great.
Manuscript, guys.
The manuscript.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about your... Never mind.
Well, I thought we could, do an improvised version of Troilus and Cressida based on this chapter.
Yeah, we could do an interpretive dance / performance art piece. Oh, I love / performance art pieces. They're so pretentious, We could use Troilus and Cressida as a jumping off point to explore the deeper themes like the transient nature of life and the mythology of the rising and dissipation of forms. Yeah, get some props. Okay.
No. Hey, Kyle! I thought we could do this in like a more straightforward, scholarly approach. Screw that.
No, go ahead and read.
Fine. Troilus and Cressida was written in 1603, published in quarto in 1604, and appears first folio. Although this version is some 166 lines longer than the second quarto edition of 1645, which is some 166 lines shorter.
Hey,
Ladies and gentlemen, my book has nothing to do with Godzilla or homosexual dancers. Hey, no offense. No offense.
Goofy stuff.
It is based off the idea that all of Shakespeare's plays were written by a monkey at a typewriter. And I think that is a groundbreaking work, and you shall listen to me as I would discuss it. Hey, what?
is there anything in there about the plot?
Plot? Yeah. Of course, I covered the plot. Right. What kind of scholar do you think I am? Of course. I cover the plot in depth. On footnote, page 29. Troilus, youngest son of Priam, king of Troy.
Okay, you be Troilus. You be the king.
Loves Cressida.
I'll get the wig.
She meets with her uncle Pandarus. Though she feigns indifference, she's attracted to him.
Is it feign indifference?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Agamemnon. What?
Agamemnon? Logan, this is boring. This is boring. This is the kind of stuff that kids don't want to study in school because it's so boring.
Dude, as soon as you said Agamemnon, I was like, it was sleep.
I was asleep.
I'm
sorry, ladies and gentlemen. When we were backstage, before we came on, I told these guys, I said, I will not come out here and perform dry, boring, vomitless Shakespeare for these people. It'll turn them right off, am I right? Am I right? I mean,
Yeah.
come on. That's exactly what happened to me when I was in school. I remember when I was sitting in class, they'd be like, you're going to study Shakespeare. And I'd look out the window and I'd see those kids playing ball. They look like they're having so much fun. I think to myself, man, why can't this Shakespeare stuff be more like sports?
Sports? How do you mean?
Well, sports are visceral, you know? They're exciting to watch. Like, take the histories, for example. With all the kings and queens dying off and the throne getting passed down from one generation to the next, it's exactly like a game of football. Except for the crown.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, line them up. Let's kick some royal ass. Yeah!
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, the lockout's over, by the way.
Blue for the 2, red for the 9, hit for the 5th, Richardson's 3rd. Hot 1, 2, 3. Up, up.
The crowd of snaps are reaching the second half. Well spoken 14th century modern. He fades back to pass, looking for an air downfield. Oh, wait a second. He's hit by King
Oh, my gross flesh sinks downwards.
John. The crowd is in the air. It goes at Richard III.
But he's immediately hit by King John, that really performed player from the 12th century, and he's down. Ooh, he's really killing them out there, ladies and gentlemen. This could be the end of the War of the Roses cycle.
King John is in the clear. He's up 30, the 20, the 10. He's poisoned up the 10-yard line. Placing him down, number 72, King Lear.
Divide our kingdom in 3. Cornelia, you go long.
Oh, there's a penalty marker down. Fictional character on the play. Lear's disqualified. He's not happy about it. Ha! Lining up now is that famous father-son team of Henry IV and Prince Hal. Centers out for the quarterback. Quarterback fumbles and hands off to the hatchback. The hunchback.
A horse, my kingdom for a horse.
There's a pile-up on the field.
Get to the chopper. And Henry VIII comes up with it. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10. He stops at the 5 to cut off his wife's head. And touchdown for the Red Rose. Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta believe this is the beginning of a Tudor dynasty. Woo! Henry V, Richard III, the whole royal family's freaking upset. Especially Charles.
Football.
Come on! Oh my gosh! Football! Yeah! All right.
Great.
Yeah. You see that fumble there earlier? Everywhere on the floor?
Totally not my fault.
Yeah, a little bit.
What was the average?
Kyle. What? Kyle, what are you doing?
I think we might have done everything already.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna let you guys go a little early.
That'd be good.
Let's see. We did all the histories just now.
Yeah, we did the comedies in a lump.
Right.
All that leaves is the tragedies.
Right.
Pretty Titus and Andronicus. All that blood.
Right.
Oh yeah, Romeo and Juliet. We did.
Yeah. Julius Caesar, Troilus and Cressida, right? Right.
Yeah, Lear was in the football game and him over Athens, I mentioned.
Yeah, we wrapped Othello.
What about Antony and Cleopatra?
Oh yeah, I got fun with it all over.
Yeah, he's all over your chest. And
Right.
yeah.
Oh, Macbeth we do with the Scottish accents.
Right.
Oh, wait. What about Coriolanus?
Coriolanus. There we go.
I don't want to do that one.
Why? What's wrong with Coriolanus?
Anus part?
Oh, offensive. Okay. We won't do the anus.
And well, that's it, right?
Yeah, that's all. We're done. Sweet. Thank you so much. You had
Thank you very
Guys.
much.
Guys, what?
What?
Oh, no.
Hamlet! How can we forget Hamlet? I don't know. It's Hamlet!
Shakespeare didn't write Hamlet, did he? Oh, it's a Mel Gibson movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, 36 plays down and 1 to go. Possibly the greatest play ever written in the history of the world. What?
Hamlet's a really serious, hardcore plan. I just don't think I can. I can't do it.
What are you talking about? We've done 36 plays already. This is the last one.
No, the football game, it kind of lets me emotionally and physically drained. You know, I don't think I can do it justice.
We don't have to do it justice. We just have to do it. I don't want to do it.
Kyle! Our play is called The Complete Works of William Shakespeare. I think these people would like to see Hamlet.
20,000 against 1. And we'll call it The Complete Works of William Shakespeare, except Hamlet.
No.
That's the most ridiculous thing
It's too long. The name is too long.
heard in my entire
Fine.
life.
You know what? No, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. I don't have to do it if I don't want to. I'll watch you guys do it. I'm going to sit right next to Kurt and he's my friend now.
No.
I'm with Simone right now, and I'll watch you guys do Hamlet.
No, you won't. You're coming back up here with us. Yes, you are. Come on.
Come on,
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on. Do it here right now.
Don't touch it.
Hey, you want to talk to him?
I'll try. Do Hamlet now, right?
God, I'm a cow. So what do we start?
We have to do the guard scene first.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
So we need Horatio and Bernardo.
Then we're gonna need Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Yeah, but we can skip them. They have their own place.
Yeah.
Where do you think you're going?
I'll kill this guy. I will kill him. I'll do it.
Leave that man alone!
Kyle! Logan! Logan! Guys!
So was all yours, Bob.
Tell me that. I think I'm paralyzed. Hi. Logan is usually a lot faster than Kyle, so they should be back any second now. Get the time. The time. 8:30. It's only 8:30. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Well, I guess now would be a good time for an intermission. You guys can go over to the bar, get a few more drinks. We're always better after you've had a few drinks. And by then, Logan and Kyle should be back. So go on, have your fun. Then when we return, we should come back with Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. I hope. All right, let's go. You and me. Go on, have your fun. Thank you. Thank you. Hey. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
You have a good intermission?
Yeah.
I said, did you have a good intermission? Good. What'd you do?
Waiting for you to come back.
You what? Looking at pictures. Looking at pictures? That's cool. Is that an accent? Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you had an accent. He doesn't. He doesn't. It's all right. Did you go to the ladies' room? No? Me neither. Well, Patrick and Logan and Kyle, Logan and Kyle aren't back yet. In fact, I found him at the airport. He gave me a call on the phone. He said until he got back I should cover the sonnets, so bear with me. Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets. I have condensed them into this 3x5 card. And what I thought we could do is we could just pass it around the audience and everybody could get a chance to read it. And so, for instance, if I started with you, miss, if I started with you, you would take this card and you would read it and you would enjoy it. And then you would pass it to the person next to you, and so on and so forth down the table. And then you would pass it to the person next to you, and back and forth 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 and back and forth. And then when it gets to you, sir, you'd obviously pass it back and then forward. And back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. By then it gets to you, you in the back, sir, specifically, Logan and Kyle should be back by then. So, here you go. You just take the card. There you go. All right. Logan, it's dark. It's dark. On the back side. On the back. There it is. There's the words. It's a small font. We'll shrink it down. Anyway. Don't mind me. Just a fly on the wall. Logan and Kyle, everybody! No, come on, come on, to the third. Come on, go. Hey, pull yourself together,
God,
I know. Every kind of a car. You don't have a moving car. A moving car. I'm just impressed.
come on, man. It's okay.
Oh, that's nasty.
Take him backstage.
Yeah. Come on, come on.
Come on.
Let's go. You want me to do it?
I bet Laurence Olivier doesn't have to deal with this. Not anymore, anyway. Bob, can I have a little mood lighting, please, to set the scene for what is possibly the greatest play ever written in the English language? Thank you. Hamlet, the tragedy of the Prince of Denmark. The place? Denmark. The time? The 12th, maybe the 13th century, give or take. The battlements of Elsinore Castle. Round about midnight, 2 gods enter. Two gods enter! Kyle, get out there! No, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, you said you would! I don't want to. Who goes there?
Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself.
Long live the king.
Bernardo. He.
She's now struck 12. Get thee to bed ratio.
For this relief. Much thanks.
Well, good night.
Peace. Break the off. Look where it comes. Oh, it's over there.
Market ratio. It would be spoke to.
What art thou? By heaven, I charge thee. Speed. Tis gone.
Was about to speak when the cock crew.
Where we all watch up tonight. By my advice, let us impart what we've seen here unto Hamlet, Prince of Denmark.
Sorry. Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. That it should come to this, 2 months dead, so loving to my mother. Frailty, thy name is woman. Yeah, you! Married to my uncle, my father's brother. Thy funeral baked meats, golden furnished all the marriage tables. What you do? My lord! Horatio! God! I think I see my father. Where, my lord? In my mind's eye. Horatio. My mind's eye.
My lord, I think I saw him yesterday.
Saw who?
The king, your father.
The king, my father? Where was this?
Up on the platform where we watched.
'Tis very strange.
'Tis.
I'll watch tonight. Perchance we'll walk again.
Chance.
All is not well. Would night will come. Ooh! Yeah, but truly, it is very cold.
Ooh. Look, my lord, it comes!
And it is the ministers defend us. Something is wrong. Ministers are
Mark me!
Speak! I am bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear. Whoever did thy father love, revenge his foul and most unnatural murder. The serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
My uncle! Your uncle!
Let not the royal bed of Denmark become a couch for incest.
Incest! A couch!
Adieu, Hamlet. Remember me, remember me.
Lord, this is strange. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are jumped up in your philosophy, so piss off. I shall think meet to put an antic disposition on. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite, as ever I was born, to exit right.
Neither a borrower nor a lender. Be. I wrote that. How now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet unbraced, no hat upon his head, face careless as shirt, his knees knocking together, and he looks so piteous and purport, as one loosed from hell to speak of horrors. He comes before me.
Mad for thy love?
I know him not.
Why, this is the very ecstasy of love. I found the cause of Hamlet's lunacy. Since brevity is the soul of wit, I will be brief. He is mad. Look where the poor wretch comes reading. Away, I do beseech you. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God of mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent well. Well, fishmonger.
What is it you read, my lord?
Oh, words. Words.
Ed.
Words.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in it.
Johnny, the players are here and they want to talk to you about something. I don't know what they want. But you gotta get back here and talk to them because you gotta get back here. Come on, come here, Professor.
Oh, excuse me, Hamlet. I have to leave for a reason.
I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. Play is the thing where I'll catch the conscience of the king. be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to hold arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. To die, to sleep, or just, like take a nap for like 5 minutes, so you can make guacamole for 12 for a party, and you don't even know why you're going because you don't know anybody, and you can't handle this thing. You can't do it.
Hey, I was talking to Michael. You don't have to do the speech if you don't want to.
You don't have to do it, man.
So embarrassed.
Oh, it's all right.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Logan's been having a tough time, with what's been happening with Charlie Sheen and all.
Charlie Sheen! See, ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Sheen is Logan's favorite character on 2.5 Men, and well, they're replacing him with Ashton Kutcher from that '70s show. The whole thing, it's really got Logan all beaten up. And
So really, we're just going to skip this speech, I think it's a really overrated speech. Hamlet starts talking about how he's going to kill his uncle, and he ends up talking about how he's going to kill himself. We just think it weakens the character. So we're just going to skip it, move on to a later point in the play,
Yeah. Should we skip to the play within a play sequence?
Yeah, we'll just skip ahead, you don't miss much.
What about that other speech at Hamlet's? I don't know where you cut that.
Oh, the get thee to a nunnery scene?
No, the other one.
Oh, the what a piece of work's man speech?
Yes.
All right. There's this one speech that goes, I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my way. Foregone all custom of exercise. And it goes so heavy with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air. Look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestic roof fretted with golden fire. It appears to me no more than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is man. How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. Beauty of the world, paragon of animals, and yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me.
Right, so we're just gonna skip that play and go straight to the killing. What about the get thee to the nunnery scene?
Oh yeah, let's do that one.
We can't do that. I'm not the right constable.
We have to. It's central to the plot.
I'm not the right character either. Ophelia's a very difficult character to assume.
No, she's not. It's easy.
It's not.
Yes, it is. Anybody can play that character. My mother could play that character. That girl right there can play that character.
Why don't you get her to do it? You guys are giving me a headache.
Okay.
No, whoa, no. Michael.
Can
Logan.
we have a round of applause?
Can't just bring some bozo on stage to play.
Hey, she's not a bozo. Besides, she volunteered. Now, what's your name?
Jessica.
Jessica. It's a lovely name. Mind if we call you Bob? No easy to remember.
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
I'm gonna call you Bob, Jess. Okay.
This is a very simple scene, Bob.
It's not. It's difficult. It's really difficult.
You see, Ophelia and Hamlet have been having this relationship, and what's going on with his father, his mother, his uncle, yada yada yada. He just can't deal with you anymore. He just can't deal with her.
He's being a prick.
Thank you. So, Hamlet says to get thee out of his life. So he says, Get thee to a nunnery. In our version of the play, in response, Ophelia screams. That's all she does. Hamlet says, get thee to a nunnery. Ophelia screams. So let's try that out, okay?
Good luck.
Let's try it out.
Yeah, good luck.
Get thee to a nunnery!
You hear that, Kyle? I thought it was really good.
It's okay.
No, it sucks. Shut up. No, I don't mean Kathy. You're not an actress. And frankly, it shows. She obviously has no idea what was going on inside in Ophelia's head.
See,
I know.
Bob, actors use a thing called subtext.
Or inner monologue. Exactly. And that's what you didn't have. You know, and as a result, your performance was flat and one-dimensional. But you showed a lot of heart. You know, you showed a lot of courage, a lot of, as Shakespeare would say, chutzpah. We can workshop this, all right? We can really make this a happening moment. Can I get the house lights, please? Thank you. Thank you. Everybody involved. Create a supportive environment for Bob here. I want you guys to act out what's going inside of Ophelia's head. Kind of break you up into the id, the ego, the superego.
Yeah, like a Freudian analysis.
Yeah, like a Freudian paralysis, exactly.
I got the id. I'll get the ego.
Okay, go for it.
You need a person here. Come on. We need a good run-in.
This is good. Now, hi. Come here, right? No, right here. Now, you're playing the part of Ophelia's ego, all right? Now, right now, at this point in the play, her ego is flighty, it's confused, it's an ego on the run, all right?
So we'd like you to symbolize this, Bob. Mind if we call you Bob?
Sure, go for it.
That's good. And we call you anyways. We'd like you to symbolize this by running back and forth across the stage really fast. In front of Ophelia. Okay, so let's try that. Okay? Let's try it out. Ready? Go! Go, 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 okay, stop. We're good. Save some for later. It's okay. Yeah, okay.
Wow. Talk about egomaniac, right? You can say this guy's really egotistical, if you know what I mean. You can say that he's ego.
Please shut up.
Right. Now, what I want to do is I want to make these two tables Ophelia's id. Now, her id is confused. It's wishy-washy. It's a wash in a sea of alternatives. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to put your hands up in the air and wave them back and forth like you just don't care. And just these two tables. Just these two tables. No, put your hands down. These two tables. And I want you to say maybe, maybe not, maybe not. Good. Very good. Very good. Save some for later. Save some for later. We'll come back to it.
These guys. Yeah. What was your problem? You weren't participating with the rest of the group.
I was.
Thank you. Your mindset was not in there. No. You do know what that means, don't you? You're gonna have to do it all by yourself. You're gonna be.
Don't worry, sir. Nobody's watching.
Except for you two.
He can still be up there with his daughters.
Oh, well. Yeah, but.
Now you can just sit. You still get this. Wait, you got hands up.
Yep,
Hands up.
yep.
Maybe not.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe not. Yeah!
That was good. Good stuff. I feel a lot of love in this room, guys. Now, everybody else, all you guys behind these two tables, you're going to be part of Ophelia's superego. Now, the superego is made up of those strong, moralistic voices inside of your head that tell you exactly what to do. They're very powerful, very difficult to shake. Kind of like an ex-girlfriend. Anyway, this is a very complex part of the psyche. We're gonna separate you in, oh no, I'm sorry. We're gonna get Logan here to help me out. Very complex. So the first thing we're gonna do, here it comes. We're going to divide you into 3 different groups.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to separate you into sections.
Okay.
We're going to cut you into parts. No.
Okay.
Sorry. This table right here. This table right here. You two are going to be section A. Okay? Good? Awesome. You 2 tables are going to be section B. 1, 2. And you 2 tables are going to be section... Very good. It's not that hard. Okay. Now, section A. You are the masculine part of Ophelia's brain. So we're going to get Hamlet's line. You're going to say, "Get thee to a nunnery." Let's try it. Section A.
Get thee to a nunnery.
Section A. That was awful.
Come on, guys. You got to help me out, all right? Very loud, very strident. Section A.
Get thee to a nunnery.
Section B. You are the voice of vanity in Ophelia's brain, all right? So you're saying, for God's sakes, woman, do something with yourself. Put on some makeup or something. No offense. This is straight out of the Shakespearean text. It's a joke.
You got a great belt.
I like what you're doing. You got a
We're going to have you say, paint an inch thick. Okay? Let's try it. Section B.
Paint an inch thick.
Oh, all right. Section A could learn something from Section B. Right. Now, Section C. We've saved you for last because you're the most important component of all. We're going to use you to draw this into a modern context. We want Ophelia to be relevant to women of today. Maybe she wants to have power, but she doesn't want to lose her femininity. She wants to be a corporate executive, but she wants to have babies at the same time. Deep down inside of her psyche, she wants to stop being that waifish hippie chick and just assert herself and say, "Look, cut the crap, Hamlet. My biological clock is ticking and I want babies now." It's that angst-ridden. It's really...
So why don't we have you say that?
Yeah. Section C. You're going to say, "Cut the crap, Hamlet. My biological clock is ticking and I want babies now." All right. Let's try it. Section C. Cut the crap, Hamlet. My biological clock is ticking and I want babies now. Now, Bob, what we're going to do... This Bob. You're Baby Bob. He's Bob. Bob. Not that hard. What we're going to do is we're going to get all of these elements into play. We're going to bring them all into play, all right? The id, the ego, the superego,
The biological clock. Maybe, maybe not.
exactly.
There we go. He's on the edge of the seat right now. So beautiful.
We're going to get all of these components, worked up. And it's your job as the actress to take all of these different components, synthesize them with your souls, and then in that moment of truth, we're going to get everybody worked up into a giant cacophonous frenzy, and then I'm going to cut off everything. It's going to be silence. All attention's going to go to you, and you're going to let out that scream that epitomizes Ophelia. Can't wait. And remember, no matter what happens,
Act natural.
okay, let's start with ego.
Ready for this, Bob?
I'm ready.
Okay. Ready? Set. Go! 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 Okay, now the end. Go! Hands up! Hands up! Go! 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 Scene 2, the famous play within a play scene, in which Hamlet finds conclusive evidence that his uncle murdered his father.
Speak the speech, I pray you, as I told you, trippingly on the tongue. Suit the action to the word, and the word to the action. To me, to nature.
Will the Lord hear this piece of work?
Ah, and the king too, presently.
How does my good cousin Hamlet?
Little more than kin and less than kind.
I have nothing with this answer, Hamlet. Words are not mine.
Have a seat, my lord.
Hey, up. Take it in, Mark. Seat, move it. Thank you.
And I will sit next to you.
You will not.
Okay.
My gracious lord, the theatre of Denmark is proud to present The Murder of Gonzagos, Act 1.
The Queen of Denmark, and I got to walk in my garden and eat flowers, and stuff, and sing like just a people. Yeah.
You look good.
But I'm married.
But you look good.
Intermission!
How does my lord like the play?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks. Get it? Get it? He gets it.
My lord, Act 2.
Gesundheit.
La, 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 of the King of Denmark. And I'm not poisoned, so I'm gonna go to sleep now. Remember me from Act 1? No. Poison!
The king rises!
People of the play, lights away!
I'll take the ghost's word for £1,000.
Hamlet, the queen would speak with you in her closet.
Then I will come to my mother. There.
Behind the arras, I'll convey myself to hear the process. Where's the damn arras in this joint? Behind one of these boxes.
Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, thy father hath much offended.
Oh, thou do not will thou murder me. Help, help.
Hail!
How now, rat?
Dead for him. Dead. Black.
Hamlet, where's Polonius?
At supper.
At supper where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten.
Dun-dun-dun.
Oh no! It's Laertes!
Son of Polonius.
And brother to Ophelia.
And a snappy dresser.
Why, thanks. Alas, thou vile king, where's my father? I'll be revenged for Polonius' murder. How now? What noise is this? Dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia! Hamlet comes back!
God. Yeah. What are you doing? Next Ophelia scene.
There are no more scenes with Ophelia. Hamlet comes back!
totally up for it. Let's go.
I'm serious. That's all Shakespeare wrote. Hamlet comes back. She drowns.
Okay.
Hamlet comes back. What would I undertake to show myself my father's son indeed? More than once.
Thank you.
More than words! I into that end, and anoint thy sword in an unction so mortal that word draws blood, no cataplasm can save the thing from this compulsion!
This skull had a tongue and a face once, but then came
The Jenny Craig Weight Loss Center!
Alas, poor York, I knew him. Look, here comes the Queen.
Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring, sweet to the sweet. Hold off the earth a while, till I may once more hold her in mine arms.
What is this whose emphasis bears such a mark? It is I, Hamlet, the Great Dane!
Gentlemen, Hamlet, Laertes, or devil, take thy sword!
I will fight him till thy eyelids no longer wag. Goddamn you! The dog will have his day! Give us the foils!
Come, one for me.
Carefully short.
Come, sir.
Come, my lord.
One,
No.
judgment!
A hit, a very palpable hit.
Tom, what are you wearing?
Let's play Guess Who I Am Now. Hamlet, drink off this cup.
Nay, sit it by a while. Uncle, father, mother, whatever you are. Another hit. What say you?
A touch, I do confess. Maybe you put your foot up on my knee. The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet. Madam, do not drink! Oh, but I will, I pray you pardon me. It's the poison cup! It's too late!
Come for the third, Laertes.
She swoons to see thee bleed. No! The drink! The drink is poison!
What? Villainy? Treachery? Secret out?
It is here, Hamlet. Here I lie, never to rise again. I can no more. The king's to blame.
What? 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 Die. What? Point in venom to, then venom to thy work. You incestuous, murderous, cross-dressing dame! Follow my
Kyle, Black. Forgive me, Hamlet, for I am justly killed by mine own treachery. Black.
Heaven, freely have it. I follow thee. Those of you who are but mutes or audience to this act, hold felicity while tell my story. The rest is silence.
Black. Woo! All right. Oh, I must have really liked that. Clapping so much. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Stop. Oh, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we will do it one more time. Okay. Let's set up. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the complete works of William Shakespeare. Now we have a couple minutes left, so we're going to do Hamlet real quickly one more time. Just a quick announcement to any youngsters maybe in the audience. What you're about to see contains flying props and sharp, pointy things. We make it look easy, we really do, but it's not. It's difficult, it's dangerous. We are trained professionals. And remember, do not try this at home. Go to a friend's house.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt!
My lord, I think I saw your father yesterday.
Oh, would night were come! Ooh! Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Mark me! Revenge my murder!
My lord, this is strange.
The more things in heaven and earth ratio, so piss off. To be or not to be.
Good, my lord. Get there, Jordan.
Speak the speech, I pray you, trippingly on the tongue.
Give all the play.
I'll take the ghost word for £1,000. Now, mother, what's the matter?
What will that do? It will not murder me. Help! 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 Help!
I'm now a rat! Dead for a ducat, dead.
Hamlet, where's my father?
Supper.
Where? Dead! Ah! Hamlet! Sweet Ophelia!
Your poor lass. Look, here comes the queen.
Lay here in the earth. Sweet in the sweet. Hold off here for a while. It is I! Omelette, the cheese Danish! The devil take my soul! Not again! Give us the boils! One for me! Careful! They're sharp! Oh, I'm slain! Oh, I'm poisoned! Black!
The rest is silence.
Black!
We will do it! Faster! Faster!
No! Slain! Poison! Silence! We shall do it backwards!
Yeah, you guys are sick individuals, you know.
Be sure to listen for the satanic messages.
Silence is resident before the lie. Lady Gaga is God. Am I? Whoa!
Foils the Askew. Dame the Hamadai is this.
Earth the uphold. Earth me in her lay. Ophelia's the weed! Father, I swear.
Dead Dr. Ford, dead.
Help, help! Murder me not wilt thou, do thou wilt what?
Mother, what matter thou?
Censor dickhead!
Tongue thee speech, the speaking speak the speech.
Ah! Not again! Lord my good!
Be true, not to be true. Horatio, heaven knows things are more there.
Strange is this, Lord mine?
Denmark is something.
Yes, night father, so I think I Lord mine.
Oh, would solid flesh this do that's that? Oh!
You thank you! Believe it or not, we do this 8 days a week. So if you liked it, bring your friends.
You didn't bring your enemies.
The Passionate Pilgrim. Don't let us complain.
Your mouth,
The Phoenix and the
your
Turtle.
mouth needs to be.
Once again, I'm Michael Vardy.
And I'm Logan Marble.
And I'm Kyle Davis.
And we are the Capital City Playhouse. Play